I gotta pick a new topic to talk about because we kind of wore out the whole equine color genetics. Why can't I type? I clicked delete. Let's just do this. Click, click, click. Okay. I don't really want to talk about that topic. Kind of boring. But I don't know what topic to discuss because we kind of went from people being jerks on the internet to equine color genetics, and now I'm like out of ideas. Sorry, I haven't even opened my Smart Pack thing. Oh, I might do Smart Pack at some point. We'll see. But welcome everyone. I have so many bruises right now. Looks like I get beat up for fun. Hi everybody. I just ended my live talking about equine color genetics, so if you missed that, once it uploads, go watch that. It was really educational. I thought that was interesting. So now I'm trying to pick my next topic, because I'd like to keep sharing information that will benefit my viewers. I have a lot of young people that watch my videos right now, and a lot of creeps, unfortunately. A lot of bullies. That one that just showed up. But I'm trying to pick a new topic because we kind of finished what I feel comfortable sharing for equine color genetics, because I'm still learning about equine color genetics. It's not something that I tend to really care about because I don't buy horses for color. I buy horses for their personality or their mentality. That was never a conversation we had. I choose men based on the dogs they have sometimes. It's not generally one. Emma! No, it really isn't, Lily. It's not stupid to pick my partner based on their likes. Why would I confine my partner to never having a dog they like? Girl, I train horses. I guarantee I'm more fit than you. No, I am actually, there's something else, but I'm not going to share that. Lily, no, that doesn't affect the belly. Also, I work with special needs people, so that's really offensive. So I guess I could do a little intro really quick. Hi, Emma. I'm Hannah. I am the trainer at Courage in the Saddle, which is my horse training business. I am an eternal student in the pursuit of equine excellence. I have a page on YouTube, obviously. I have a couple different YouTubes. Courage in the Saddle, Courage in the Collar, and the Equestrian Update. The Equestrian Update is kind of dying. I'd like to get it to where I can go live there so I can do videos like this there where we talk about educational stuff for horses, but on a different channel, because I'd like this to be mostly my horse training videos. And then Courage in the Collar is our dog rescuing channel, which unfortunately is also kind of dying because we just haven't had a lot of dogs that have been in training lately. I have done mostly Mustangs. That is my kind of training preference. But that's what I do. I'm a horse trainer, sometimes a colt starter, but not very often. I mostly fix problem horses. I currently am teaching some lessons to a girl that's leasing one of my Mustangs, and that's kind of it about me. It's nothing too interesting or crazy. There's some weird slamming going on downstairs. So Emma, we just did a video on equine genetics. You missed it. Equine coat color genetics. So I'll ask you, what do you think is a cool topic we could cover that would be educational for our viewers? Or what's a topic you'd like to see us cover? Because I have Google up and my partner is bringing me dinner soon, so we gotta hurry if we're gonna do anything. So is there a topic that you'd like to discuss? I know Equine Edit was having some trouble with confidence, and I did give her some advice on that. But I don't really need to Google for that. I could just talk on that if that's a topic of interest for you. We finally got rid of Lily. Thank goodness. She was trolling me in my other live too. Good for you, man. You keep looking. You'll find one someday. Good luck though. In this day and age, it's hard. So I guess for now, I'll just talk about like how to build your confidence after something happens, because it is a common issue in the equine industry right now. A lot of people get hurt, whether that's through honesty or dishonesty. They get hurt by someone's horse for some reason, and they then become afraid of riding. Or someone else ruins their horse and they become afraid of riding. I have had that happen a couple times where someone said something happened, but then I didn't have any issues. Actually, today was the first time Reno actually tried to get me, and I was like, he didn't get me, but it was like, oh, there it is. There's the horse they were talking about. It still wasn't bad at all, but it was like, what are you doing, man? He's been on stall rest though, so I think he's a little bored out of his mind. He had some swelling in one of his legs. Today is the first day we're leaving the standing wraps off to see if he'll swell back up. If he swells back up, we're gonna have a problem. He's doing better. I took him out to hand walk him today. I was just gonna hand walk him, and then he decided to be a jerk, and so he got a little bit of a work session. Nothing too strenuous, but we'll see. I'm really hoping he doesn't swell up. Again, he had some swelling in his right hind, his white foot. And so I've been poultice wrapping and cold hosing. Not in that order. Cold hosing, poultice, wrapping. But anyway. And his swelling is pretty much gone from what we can tell. So I'm going to hopefully do a lesson tomorrow night with my girl. And then, I don't know if you know, Emma, that I got Julio back. That was a whole debacle. I won't go into all the details with that because it's still pretty fresh. But he's back. So I'm working on selling him. So I might have some lady come try him. But I have a feeling she's just wasting my time. Like, you can kind of get that vibe from people. You can kind of tell when they're actually interested versus when they're just saying they're interested, but they're really just wasting your time. And I kind of get that impression with her that she's just wasting my time. But we'll see. We'll see. There's hope. I've had a couple of people actually that asked to come see him. We'll see if they're very legitimate or not. But, so building your confidence after you get hurt. What do you do? Maybe you got injured, whether it's on the ground or in the saddle. Maybe you saw someone else get injured, whether it was on the ground or in the saddle. And it's shaking your confidence a bit. You're a little scared to go deal with that horse now. Some people just sell that horse and move on. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't fit with that horse, there's no judgment. Get a horse that fits what you need. Don't spend forever suffering. Yeah, my partner was calling me. I don't judge people for selling a horse that does not fit. There are too many good horses to waste your time on one that's not it. So, if that's the option you need to go with it. But maybe you got hurt by a client horse and you can't just get rid of it. You have to work through it. Break the goal down into small, easy steps. So like if you're scared of saddling the horse, don't saddle them. Work on throwing the pad on until they do not care. Work on moving them out of your space. Because a lot of the issues I see in this area with saddling is they go to saddle the horse and it comes into them. Teach that horse to get out of your space. Work on the base skills of what the problem is. So if your horse is running you over when you try to saddle it and you're scared to saddle it, work on moving the horse out of your space and then work on saddling the horse, but don't actually fully saddle them. Break it down into small steps. So maybe one day you spend a day just working on them moving out of your space. Then the next day you work on moving out of my space and putting a pad on. And then finally getting the saddle on. Maybe you're scared to get on the horse. Break it down. What I do for horses that I'm a little scared to get on is I get them really, really tired. I work them pretty hard before I get on, because then they're tired. They're a little more like, I'm probably not going to be stupid. I'll just comply. And I also work on my curbside mount. So that's where I teach them to come pick me up off the fence. And I repeatedly put my leg over them, but don't get on them. Horses absolutely have bad days, and there are people who do that and don't ride them. I don't let my horse's bad day determine if they get ridden or not. I have to go to work whether I'm having a good day or a bad day. Most of the time, the only time I'm going to cut their work short is if they are physically having a bad day. Like Reno, he went lame during my lesson. He just all of a sudden was limping, and I was like, nope, get off. We're done. I'm not going to make my horse work while they're in pain. And, then I will give them time off, but I'm not going to give my horse time off just because they're having a bad attitude. I have to go to work if I have a bad attitude. I'm no worse for wear. We have to learn to work through, because otherwise then they are smart. They'll learn what signals to give you to not work. Yeah, if it's just if the horse is just having an attitude, you're not going to get out of work. Too bad. So sad. Suck it up. Like, I have bad days. I don't get to stay home from work just because I'm having a bad day. But if they're physically having problems, that's different. They can't control if they're off or if they're lame or if they're in pain. There's people that think they can fake it. I don't believe that. I think if they're doing that, they're showing you something's wrong. But I forgot what my topic was before that. Building your confidence back up. So say you're scared to get on them. I work on that curbside mount and throwing my leg over repeatedly to get them comfortable with me being above them and on the other side of them. Once I feel good about that, I might get on them and then get off them. And get on them and get off them, get on them, get off them. And then I might get on them, move them a little bit, get off them. Usually if you break it down a lot into those small steps, you can get back to that confidence. That's pretty cool, man. So it really depends on what broke your confidence. Did the horse break your confidence, or did people break your confidence? Because I've had both. I've had people who shouldn't have been giving me advice that broke my confidence. And for that, you just have to keep pushing, unfortunately. It helps to find people who do believe in you to help build your confidence back. But if people break your confidence, you have to trust in your skills and your horse. You know your skills, you know your horse, they don't. They can say they do, but they probably don't. If the horse made you lose your confidence, break the skills down. Say look at what happened that they broke my confidence. Did they dump me? Did they step on me? Did they kick me? Did they bite me? you know, did they buck me off? Did they rear and I fell off? Like, determine what caused the problem, determine why they're having that problem, and then work on small bites. Because if you just focus on the whole issue, you're going to get overwhelmed. Like when I had Julio the first time, I was so overwhelmed by his bucking problem and the video that I had seen, and multiple videos that I hadn't seen. And I was so scared because I was like, I can't afford to be hospitalized. So I broke it down and I said, okay, I'm not going to get on him. I'm going to work on his saddling issue, because every time you would saddle him, he'd blow up. And I mean blow up, like grunting, squealing, rearing and bucking, like it was a whole show. It was a production. And so I worked on that until he stopped bucking with the saddle on. And then I did exactly what I described. I would get on him, get off him, get on him, get off him, and then get on him and walk him a little bit, get off him. Yeah, like the reason why horse training, almost all of horse training, is saying, why did they do what they do, and how do I get them to do what I want them to do? So like Reno, one of the hardest parts about what's going on with Reno is he hasn't done what I was told he was doing. He did it today though, so I can't find out, okay, why is this behavior happening? Is he in pain? Is he frustrated? Is he bored? I think it's that he's bored. Because he did it today and he hasn't done it, but he's also had a break for a while now. So I think it was he's bored and he decided he was going to try to bite me, and then he kind of reared up a little, like he popped up, then he actually kind of committed to a rear, and then he had to run backwards in circles for a little bit because we're not playing that game. So I had to look at, okay, what did he do and why did he do it? And a lot of horse training is saying, what did he do? Why did he do it? You think it's one thing, and then you find out, okay, it's not that thing, and then you have to keep like finding, why is he doing what he's doing? Same thing with Julio. It's like, why is he bucking? Is he in pain? I do think pain was a part of it, because when I got him chiropractically adjusted and sound, he stopped bucking so much. So I do feel like pain was a part of it. Some of it I think is behavioral. He has learned to do that because the people that had him taught him to buck. So some of it is behavior. He's doing it because it's what he thinks he's supposed to do. Some of it might have been pain. Ow, that hurts. I got to get this off. And then some of it might be boredom. He could be like, oh, this is dumb. Some of it could be, I'm anticipating. So for him, another part of it is he's anticipating being rushed and hurried. Like, he's used to people just strapping the saddle on with no care for him and just bronking him around and laughing and not caring that he's in pain. And I've started teaching him that we get saddled, we stand still for a minute, and then we go and do our thing. Hey, content creator. Haha, lock the door.